All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry for that little delay. Hope you're all doing well on this Friday evening. Hope we've had a great week and we'll have an even better weekend. We are doing an unusual stream today on a Friday, but hopefully it becomes more of a regular thing. I'd like to think I can manage a. Let's see if this works properly. Sound. Where's my sound? Why don't I have sound? Because my headphones are not on. Nice. Right. Let's see if that works again. Test. Follow. Shout out to Kevin. Thank you very much, Kevin. Let's get cracking on. TSW route annotations mod in full swing. Let's get cracking on with the good old journey mode for the Medway Valley Line. ASR, good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Boom. Kick it off with a couple night runs and then continue on to the daytime. I think I've got the sound sorted out today. Sound is sorted. Should do. On vacation, nice one. On vacation as in you've actually gone somewhere, or just on vacation from your place of education? That rhymed. Oh, this is not a night run. Well, it might end in the night. We've got a nice little sunset situation going on. Little evening. Get the doors open first things first. I'm going to keep the lights on day running for now. What service are we to? Tango 66. Why do I feel like I've done this already? Simra update. I've seen the Simra update. And I saw it and was wishing to myself, I wish we saw updates like that more regularly. Also, I wish that when we hear we're getting like a big update for TSW, I wish it was a bit more like that, you know, a bit more relevant to what players would actually like want and what should be the priority in terms of getting fixed. The restart is no more. Wasn't that a thing already though? Didn't they change that in like the last update or the update before the last one? 70 stream streak is crazy, by the way. Like genuinely crazy. That's like what? That's over 2 months consistently. Way over 2 months. Appreciate you, man. It was temporarily brought back. Ah, now it's gone for good. So is there any restart at all? Or is there still one but at a different time? Because I think it was... didn't it change to like one a day or something? I completely forgot to keep an eye on the time. Need to start closing doors 20 seconds. 20 seconds before departure. Good to see a little keybind for DRS. I don't know if that existed before the last update. 2 restarts a day, okay. But I'm assuming it's when the server's super quiet. 1:30 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. also. So, okay, yeah. That's very out of the way. Nice.
The next station is...
They are close. They are quite close to each other though.
This is British
So obviously that leaves like a big gap if a restart is necessary. But so how would they solve like things going wrong? Like restarts you used to like kind of save, you know, when the AI would do something silly and sort of like put itself, or just put the timetable in a way that you couldn't really come back from unless the server restarted. Hello, Mr. Forklift Man. How are you doing today? Okay, cool. But then it would need someone with that power to be there. And if they're not, then basically the server's cooked. So I guess it has its benefits and also its cons. Hopefully in the future we see more work done regarding the AI and like AI behavior, AI dispatching behavior, especially the infamous sending you down a siding and then straight back onto the main line. I feel like that's been a thing for so long. Surely by now something would have been done about it, no? It was good up until 1 p.m. Why? Isn't it? Don't you finish at what, like 1:30 usually on Fridays, Dan? Or was that only a temporary thing? That's why restarts are at downtime, so if there's any issue, there's a sleep in or serves an auto restart. Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense. But like, are devs going to be active, like, constantly outside of those times? Like, I don't think they're paid to, or I wouldn't imagine so. Got my car checked before MOT like 2 to 3 weeks ago. Thought the light was low. Asked them to check it. They said it's all good. No way. When you say the light is low, are you talking just the brightness of it? They have until now. Okay. To be fair, every time I've seen that there's a problem, it does seem to get resolved fairly quickly. So, at least for now, it's like, it seems fine that they would do things this way. But of course, there is that pressure that they would need to remain consistently active, just in case, of course, you know, any of those niggles appear. Oh, the angle. Isn't that something you can fix in the car, though? Isn't there like a toggle for that inside the car? Well, I'm assuming they would have checked that themselves before they failed you. I'd like to say I can't imagine that being like an expensive fix, Dan. However, with all the modern, like, fancy lighting technology that cars have now, I can imagine like anything to do with like headlights on a modern car would be quite a technical job. New lighting thing is crazy. Is it crazy though? If I mean, it only appears on the Impulse and in one little corner. It's a sticker on one little corner of it. Or are we talking like what that door might open in the future? Yours is through the screen, Dan. Huh, interesting. I wonder then if it could just be done, like, if it's just something digitally, just something that needs to be done on the onboard computer. Carl, see your warranty doing it for free. Nice. Check that said it's okay. What? Like, wait, who's the warranty with? The is it with Volkswagen or is it with the dealership that you got it from? And I guess it was them that checked it with the dealership. That's crazy. Well, you know, you have to pay them back a visit now with the failed MOT slip, and say, well, here's the situation. It will also be added to the Dragon too soon. Yeah, interesting. You would have thought it would have been added like that. Huh. Does that licensing mod add it to the Dragon? Because that just makes use of like what's already in the game but deactivated, right? So in that case, all they would need to do, you'd think, would be to activate it. That does suck though, Dan. That does suck, bro. Because I would assume you'd now have to pay to have... You need to pay now for another MOT, which is just a pain in the backside. And I think March is like a really busy time for cars doing MOT as well. So I don't even know if you have to contend with like waiting a long time to get it done, etc. Oh, it has new textures. Oh, I was under the impression that these things were already in the game. Okay, that's cool because that's kind of promising as to like kind of like what can be done in the future with modding. Although, unless there's like some sort of train sim community website equivalent for SimRail that I don't know about, there doesn't really seem to be many mods for SimRail. if any. What's 30 then? 30 quid for the MOT.
We will shortly
But the liveries it does have for the Dragon 2, there's one livery on the side of the bigger sex saying newer group. It as in how it should be when it comes, or is that part of the mod? Okay, and like, is the have you got an appointment for Monday then, or are you just hoping to just like rock in on Monday, um, and have a word with them about it? How it should be and part of the mod. Okay, yeah. Well, having that big text is gonna make a difference. To be honest, there was a lot that I didn't
calling out.
like after I activated the mod and saw all the areas on the different trains where the liveries are meant to be. Only then was it like obvious how much they were missing. But before that, I never noticed. Like, yeah, I'd see the big gap on the side of a train on like the one of the older locomotives, for example. But for some reason, it just didn't occur to me that that's where some branding should be. But yeah, that mod is pretty good, man. I like it. I really do like it. I haven't played Simrail since installing it. I'm not gonna lie. No, I think I played it once. I played it once when I streamed it. But yeah, I don't know when I'm next going to play Simrail. I don't have like a desire to play it per se, but I'm not like intentionally staying away from it like I was last time. So
The next station.
could come next week, could come the week after. I don't think it will be too long. Maybe after all these releases for TSW slow down a little bit. There should be at least some time in April where it could slot in. Appointment and oh, okay then, yeah. It is also annoying to be going out of your way as well, I guess. Like, you've done your due diligence. You thought there was an issue. You took it to the guys who should have sorted out. You know, booked your MOT. Like, you've done everything that you should have done. So it sucks when when you're in that position and you do everything you need to do and someone else kind of lets you down. The door it opens is that maybe in the future we'll have realistic screens on, for example, the Dragon Series. They can't make one-to-one recreation with the screen UI, believe it or not, as copyright. I think that's quite believable. I think it's quite obvious that would be protected. I don't know if modders could have gotten away with it, for example, if they managed to modify something like the screens. But it definitely wouldn't have been an official thing. Can't go to my mates and give a point now as I can't get home. I mean, it depends on what risk you want to take, really, Dan, isn't it? So, somehow, mate, in London City, in modern day London City, I was able to drive around pretty much every single day, if I'm not mistaken, for 2 weeks straight, with no license, no MOT, no tax, no insurance, and only ended up getting caught because I was speeding. But your luck may vary. Don't take it as advice before, 2 minutes into your drive, you get pulled over. Also, you can drive to and from your appointment without MOT. So, what you could do is sort of, depending on where you're driving, have a look around at where the MOT sites, test centers are, so that you can use that as an excuse if crap does hit the fan. It's technically patented. Well, I mean, if it's technically patented, one does wonder if even a license can unlock that, depending on how private they want to be about it. I started my night shift duties, well, my night work early this week. I had half an hour's sleep last night doing the twins, looking after the twins. Half a flipping hour. Slept from like 11 a.m. until 4:30, so about just under an hour ago. Probably for the better. It will probably help me stay up tonight. So, I'll take it. I think it set me up a little bit. What matters more is if Newag was willing to prosecute them, I couldn't be bothered, but because they rely on it for the professional sims, wasn't worth the risk. Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable. Offer 2 weeks. Let's go, Dan. But you know what, mate? I don't know if you're the same, yeah. And I was having this conversation with my friend recently who like was similar in like this situation, but when you're working like full time, 2 weeks off sounds like a dream. And then like halfway through the first week, you kind of don't know what to do with yourself. Are you like that? Because when I used to work full time, it was like that. Like I'd have like a couple of weeks off, but then within the first week, I don't know what to do with myself, and I feel like, oh, maybe I kind of want to be at work, just to be doing something, just to feel something, Sounds scary, but it is what it is. If Lisa catch me, they're gonna follow to the MOT and I check. No. I don't know. I don't think they do that. I don't know what measures they'll do to check if you truly have an appointment booked. But when I got pulled over, with all those other things that were going on, I told them I was coming back from an MOT test center, and they didn't like do any like super digging around. And like on that point specifically, like when I made that point, they kind of almost just dropped it and then focused on the other problems.
Welcome aboard this Southeast
I filled my coffee
service
cup too
to
much.
Paddock Wood,
Ugh,
calling
I was
at
in a rush.
Maidstone
I made my coffee.
West,
You not made it, but I
Maidstone West,
I poured the water in after the timer went to 0. I literally ran to the kitchen.
Paddock Wood.
I'll be like that, but I'm drained. Yeah, I think it'd be wise to use that time mostly for recharging. The other day I saw a petrol station that had petrol 133. What? Is it like a small private one? ASR? I can't imagine it being like a big corporation petrol station. And here they do that if they catch you. That's crazy. Do they not have anything better to do? Like, is there not more important things to like go and deal with? Well, I mean, to be fair, even here, they're more concerned with people typing bad things on the internet than rapists. So priorities do seem a little bit all over the place. My southeastern high-speed route is completely... Well, okay, I don't know whether it's just a class 465 because my class 465 is a bit broken. Although I've removed every mod that should have any impact on it. And then when I tried to load it onto Southeastern High Speed, I would just load into like a blue sky. But I don't know if that was only with that train or with any train. Also, my journey modes are doubling up now. It's not just timetables. It's all going a bit left. It isn't like the MOT is going to be 30 minutes away from you. Well, I mean, at least here in the UK, there are quite a lot of them, to be fair. I think no matter where you are in, at least in London, for example, no matter where you are in London, you're going to be 30 minutes away from an MOT centre. You have to show them, in fact, you have an appointment. That's crazy. I don't know how far they'll go here. If that's like the only thing they catch you on here, I don't know how far they'll go to prove, like asking you to prove it. Maybe they would go harder than they did for me. As you can imagine, in my situation, there were some more pressing matters that needed dealing with.
We will shortly be arriving at Aylesford.
Really, Dan. I mean, If it's just them doing their jobs, then there's not really too much to moan about. But if it's more like the situation here where they are more interested in things that aren't that important, then that would suck. What is it with bridges and passengers sinking through the floor? I don't understand. Like when they're walking around normally on platforms or in station environments, they're not halfway through the ground.
Welcome aboard this southeastern service to
Well, it's either
Wood.
they're completely fine, usually, or you can only see their neck sticking up through the floor,
Watering Green,
which isn't great, but
and Paddock Wood.
yeah, it's very different from what we see. Let's see what the world has done this for. Maybe I need a little bit. I like that outlook, man. I like that. You know what? I've been telling myself to get back into a more optimistic outlook. I've fallen at some point some years ago. I fell into a thing where when things don't go right for me or something just goes wrong, I get really frustrated and upset about it. And I just felt like the world's against me because there was a time period where it was just consistent. It was just I felt like I was just getting barraged with quote unquote bad luck. But before that, yeah, it was like when something would go wrong, I'd be like, okay, what was this for? You know, what has this saved me from? What could have happened if this did go to plan? And I've been sort of having to like manually click into that mindset. Now Spain is in talks with Algeria to get a deal on using all the gas pipeline capacity as the Spain pipeline and get a discount or something, which got deleted after Spain in 2022. Wait, Algeria provides gas to Spain? Have I understood that correctly? There's a pipeline. Okay, so is it that it just passes through Algeria or does it belong to Algeria? Because if it does actually belong to them, then I'm quite baffled at how they've got natural resources and are still as broke as they are. Also, alongside the whole weirdness of the 465, I tried to start the journey mode where it popped up yesterday 5 or 6 times. And now it was just a 375 every time, which I feel was the initial plan, which was what was meant to happen initially. So that's been sorted. But now the journey mode has doubled up and the 465 is still broken. What this route has done to mods, I've never seen. From the get-go, I needed to do a fresh reinstall because something was causing a crash. But now I've reinstalled all of the mods I had before and the crash wasn't happening. But trains are still broken, and it seems no matter what I do, that they remain broken. I'm going to have to do some proper testing. I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow. I hope so. I know in the evening I'm not going to have much time. In the morning I'm not going to have much time. So that leaves a small window in the afternoon.
We will shortly be arriving
What was that for? The 30 coming up? I thought we already had a warning for that. Oh, snap. Belongs to Algeria, but also connects to other pipeline going to Nigeria. Okay, so just sorry, so just so I know, I'm sure, the gas, like they own the gas, they have that gas, they own it.
Welcome aboard
Like it's not just passing through, but they actually own it.
calling at Maidstone,
Got a pair. Congratulations, Dad. Let's go, bro. Nice. You deserve it, man.
Beltring,
You
and
deserve it, bro.
Paddock Wood.
Absolutely. Nice one, man. I hope it's like a meaningful one, you know? Not just like a pity one. Do you guys mind if I have a chocolate bar? I need something sweet with my coffee. The gas is under the ground in Nigeria. They in fact produce gas. That is crazy. How does your country have natural resources and your people starve? Well, I don't know what the current situation is in Algeria, but I know a few years ago that was the situation. Part of the annual one, but boss pushed for me to get a good one. Nice one, bro. Congratulations, honestly. Much deserved. And yeah, cheers to many more. That's why France wanted Algeria so bad. I don't know anything about that. Tell me about that.
The next station is Maidstone West.
How would other countries own the rights to it?
We will shortly be arriving at Maidstone West.
Colonize Algeria. Yeah, but would this not have been many moons ago?
Welcome aboard this southeastern service to Paddock Wood, calling at East Farley, Wateringbury, Yalding, Beltring, and Paddock Wood.
Algeria and France fought from 1952 to 1964. That is insane. (1954 to 1962). Well, surely, like today, like they can put a motion through in Parliament or something to say, "Yo, we don't want this to be the case anymore. The agreement is outdated, etc., etc." Yeah, but surely something can be done about that. Was it not a few years ago, well, about coming up to a decade now, I think, that one of the Caribbean islands freed themselves from the UK? One third of gas in Spain comes from Algeria. One would assume Algeria are being paid handsomely for that. No. But because of religion, here is a big issue. How, Dan? Catholics are mostly seen as Republicans and nationalists. So what does that mean in layman's terms? I am the layman in this situation.
The next station is East Farm.
They get money, but imagine stuff like corruption and corporation giving profit.
This is British Transport Police. If you
Bro,
need
the
to
country was
find out the
starving
delivery, speak to a member of
just a
staff
few short
or
years
text us
ago.
on 61016 and we'll get it sorted.
That's insane.
That's 61016. See it, say it, sorted.
So instead of just hating on Moroccans, they need to focus their energy on their own leadership. True ASR, but I feel like uh, 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 um, like a lot of sub-Saharan African countries fall into that category, but they're not mass producing gas to first world countries. Italy also gets a ton of gas from Algeria. That's wild, man. That is wild. I would have never thought that to be the case in a million years. That's actually a little bit insane. Protestants are seen as loyalists to the crown in England. Many Jews plantation happens around 1600s. Here's the thing that I feel like is a bit messed up about that though, Dan. Even like England itself, the UK itself, isn't like that, you know? Like I can imagine that being sort of the norm hundreds of years ago, like you've put there. But that hasn't been the case here for such a long time. And it seems like because that's the case there, you're almost stuck in whatever time period because of it. I am all for Christianity reigning, of course, but it just in terms of politics and this particular example, that's kind of mad. That's kind of mad. Up until 2021, there was a gas pipeline that connected Spain and Algeria via Morocco. But of course. I mean, the fact that Moroccan airlines aren't allowed to fly over Algeria, I think is very telling of Algerian airspace. They're a strange people, man. They like to blame their problems on Morocco for some reason. That's what the troubles in the 60s and the 90s was all about. What, with the IRA? But why did it need to get violent the way it did then? Like the whole thing seems like quite an outdated policy type of situation. I guess the people are more mad about it than the people in charge. The fact that Spain still has air traffic control rights over Western Sahara in 2026 is crazy. What? I had no idea that was the case. Maybe for like the Spanish islands, yeah, that would make sense, but over the Sahara itself? The other rebellions are the one that was semi-successful in 1916. 23 was not because of religion. That was about English government and rulership. Well, I mean, just that in general, like that. That's the whole that's the the core of the issue, right? I'm still so I don't know, baffled, I guess, by the fact that Protestants are seen as the loyalists to the crown and England. England has gone to crap, mate. I think the Protestants should come down here, and see the state of the beloved crown and the beloved England. And I think the mindset would change very quickly. England itself no longer seems to care about the crown and the country. I wish that loyalty existed, man. It will come back anyway. But for now, it's a crap hole. The troubles were somewhat about trying to get rid of English power in the north, but because it was more centralized in the north, religion was brought into it. Mate, from the time, it's become, I mean, someone got arrested for praying in their minds. Someone is outside an abortion clinic praying in their minds. A woman. And she got arrested for it. Christian preachers are getting kicked off the street, but it's not happening to any other faith. Yeah, I think the Protestants need to come down here and see the Irish Protestants and see what's up for themselves. They'll be in for a shock. If you want to fly a plane around Western Sahara, you have to contact HC, which is probably a Spaniard sitting in Canary Islands telling you what to do. That's wild, man. I mean, I think those requests are sensible, ASR, to be fair. I think that isn't there there's like a small piece of land. I don't even know if it's a full island, but I know there's a small piece of land that's like meters away from the Moroccan mainland, and Spain own it, and they don't want to give it to Morocco. I remember that was on the news a few years ago. I say a few years ago. It's like 15 years ago now. Like, for example, if Spain were to come up to the UK and say, yo, Gibraltar, let's be sensible, can we have our piece of land back? I think that would be sensible. I think that would be reasonable. It doesn't make sense that Gibraltar is owned by the crown. It's the shortest land border in the world. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know the English pronunciation of it, but the Ceuta in Arabic is Ceuta. Oh my god! I opened the doors. The whole bloody thing threw me off. But that's Moroccan land. That's just straight. There is no border there. That's just straight up Moroccan land. Spain has the oldest unchanged land border and the shortest. That's crazy, man. It just makes sense to do that, but then I'm pretty sure when someone does come into that position of power in Spain and says, okay, we're willing to give you these lands, they're going to want something in return. What do you mean, unlike Gibraltar? Gibraltar's a Spanish island, realistically. Up until King Henry VIII, King and Queens were Catholic, but they wanted to divorce. Pope said no, separate the church from the crown. Swear. That's a cool bit of history. I didn't know that. Wow. The thing is, like, Christian values still somewhat get upheld. Somewhat. When you see, like when there'll be, like, certain royal events, they'll do, like, certain things that are, like, Christian. But it's not really what it was before, I guess. Gibraltar is literally in a special status, as it is technically in Schengen, because apparently you can't cross the border every day to go to work, as Gibraltar has a lot of Spanish workers. But in terms of its geography, it's geographically speaking, it's a Spanish island. Populated by humans and monkeys. I love seeing the third rail sparks, and I'm so grateful to Firefly Studios that they've removed from some trains that stupid spark reflection that used to show up on the windscreen. Who even thought that was okay, and why was that left in for as long as it was? I'm looking forward to doing some 147 streams. I'm not gonna lie. Loco is super easy to drive. It's super easy to drive and chill. It's not an island you can walk from. Oh damn! Really? I thought it was an island, like completely surrounded by water. Huh. Here's some info that is credible but not 100%. Some of this Catholic divide an island. It's fundamentally a political and nationalistic conflict rather than a purely theological one. Probably focused in Northern Ireland. That is so strange. So okay, so wouldn't it make sense in that case? Yes, there are different sects of Christianity, no problem, but we all have one Bible. So wouldn't it just make sense to sort of resolve that issue by going into the Bible and just sort of saying, okay, listen, we share one belief here. Maybe it branches out in different ways, but there's one core belief with one core book. So let's go back to the book, see what the book says about the matter, and come to an agreement. Is that too sensible? Like, it's all Christianity at the end of the day. You can separate it as much as you want. I guess Islam has a similar issue with Shia and Sunni beliefs. Discrimination against Catholics. Wow. What, by Protestants? That's just ridiculous, isn't it? Just completely and utter ridiculousness. We need Paul back, man. We need Apostle Paul. The stuff Apostle Paul would write about the state of things today, yeah? Oh my days. I think his pen would literally be on fire. I mean, you read the stuff that he's written already, and it seems like whatever he was writing with was pure fire anyway. Hello, Jordy. Apparently the toilets work on this little family. I had no idea until yesterday, you know. Somebody mentioned it yesterday, and I was like, nah, surely not. Checked it for myself. Mate, close the door. You can lock it. You can flush the bloody toilet. At that point, I was annoyed that you can't wash your hands. You can do everything but bloody use the sink. They might as well have added that functionality in. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible, honestly. Game of the year. No, it's got to be specifically DLC of the year. I'm sorry, but you can't let DTG take the credit for that work. Absolutely not.
Welcome aboard this southeastern service to Paddock Wood.
Dan, thank you so much for that education. I've honestly learned a lot from that. It's sad, man. It's honestly a shame. I had no idea there was like inner Christian beef like that. There's a land border which after Brexit was crazy bad. It has to go through customs. Gibraltar economy tanked. The Spaniards who worked in Gibraltar couldn't really go to Gibraltar reliably anymore. And Spanish and British government decided last year that the land border checks would be deleted, but going to Gibraltar you have to pass a double control check of Spanish and one by UK police. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, Dan, with everything you said, even if some of it's not correct, the whole kind of the general like overview
Paddock Wood.
would have enough truth to it, I would like to think. Oh no, Geordie, but you mate, this could very well genuinely be the DLC of the year. You know, we'll see what Just Trains cooks up with their Preston Carlisle. Is that it? Routes. But like genuinely, the quality of this route, you know, like if anything, it would just be let down by the fact that it's got electro stars on it, which, you know, I like them, but in the grand scheme of things, there is not really much going on with them. But in terms of route quality and attention to detail and stuff like that, this could very well be genuinely DLC of the year. Oh, Preston Crew, thank you. That's the one. We already have Preston Carlisle in the game. That's why I was a bit confused. The Northern Irish government walked out over the Irish language once. What? For 3 to 5 years. Wait, how? Yeah, they did ASR. Yeah, Simon commented on it on the Discord. But yeah, like I said, I only woke up half an hour before the stream started, so it will be part of my my at work reading. To be honest, I haven't read anything they've put on their blog, so I guess it would be a nice sort of appetizer to see what they've got going on. But that DLC has been crazy delayed, man, because usually their stuff would come out towards the end of the year. So realistically, it probably should have come out, I would say, maybe November, if not December. I would like to think that with this delay, they improved the route rather than just sat on their laurels. But they are also making another route DLC. So they could have also just been working on that. It was ripped mainly by the unionists. When they're taught in schools on sides. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. 375 bought me just a rinse and repeat of old units. Now they've charged $30 for it. As a completely valid, completely valid criticism, Geordie Jackson had the same annoyance yesterday. I feel personally that it's been justified by Firefly Studios. They did give reasoning for it over on the forums, and I feel that it was, I feel like it was justified in that situation. If this was a DTG route, I feel like that criticism would be a lot more. It would have a lot more foundation to it. But this is a new version of the Electro Star, which, yes, I know everyone will say, oh, but it's just the same thing. It's just the same thing. I'll be honest. I really don't mind having like different versions of like of a train, even if it's going to be similar. I feel like if it's more accurate for a particular location, it should be in the game. It's like the Dostos, for example. I'm pretty sure where we've got the wrong Dostos in German roots, the correct one wouldn't be that different. But I would still like to see that one because that's more accurate. And at the end of the day, it is a different train, even if it's very, very, very similar. It's like the 805, 801, 802, 807, whatever the new ones come in. Situation is like, yes, they're all the same family. They all look very similar, but they're also different. And well, a sim being a sim, I personally would like it to be as simulated as possible. So if there's 6 different variations of one train, I would like to see those 6 different variations in the game where applicable. The struggles and situations here is something younger generations want to get on with because the story brought deeper is. Yeah, I think that would take some time, Dan. I think that would take some time. I think eventually a generation will come up where they'll just not want, they'll no longer want to have any of it and, you know, be united. But I think perhaps it's too soon for that. Do they not share the same assets? Well, I mean, almost every single route share the same assets, right? Especially, for example, if we're talking like something like foliage. You know, the Czech route sort of brought in some freshness with that regard, but, you know, naturally you're going to see similar assets. I appreciate the use of the correct fonts on the speed limit boards. In all honesty, I'm glad they didn't reuse that particular asset because that was getting really tiring. But ultimately, it's a southeastern electric route. So even if 99% of the assets were reused, it would still just be sort of like what it is. Like, it is what it is, just because of the nature of, well, the route. If the as just some which was cool, it said it's underused. I mean, yeah, super underused. Super underused. And in all honesty, this new functionality is very basic, very, 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 very basic. Like, nothing really goes into logging in. You type in some things, it displays a message, then it displays another message, which it displays in other trains anyway. There is this function though, which let's see if it properly works. Standing at signal. Are we gonna get a green? Okay, yeah, cool. So that is right then. Okay, so that is also functionality, which is cool. That's also cool. So that's 2 new functionalities. Again, though, very basic. Because that could have just been achieved by me talking to the signaler, like using the contact signaler function, which obviously isn't new. So it seems like it's just been repackaged. A very basic thing. It's nice to have, but it's a very basic thing. And I just hope that it's adopted in all UK content moving forward, in all honesty. Well, that's the thing, Dan. You've got that mentality. What you said above, because of the generation that you're in, right? And what you've been taught, and what's the word? Not inspired you. What's like shaped you and your mindset. So I feel like a couple more generations of that. I think things will look a lot more promising. Dostos are different, at least the cabs are, as far as I know. Older Dostos have analog speedos. Okay, well there will be minor differences. Bigger differences than between the different Electrostars. But still in the grand scheme of things, minor differences. I mean, the Electrostars, are they not shared and just slightly tweaked? I don't know at their core, but I know this has like new sounds. I believe this is like a new model. It hasn't just been like copied and pasted and given a new headlight cluster. I could be wrong. For me personally, even if it's been reused, as long as it's accurate sounds, the train itself is accurate, you know, the features on it are accurate, like nothing's just been recycled from something else like we see in other situations, then I don't have a big deal with that. Obviously, if something's wrong and it's been copied and pasted over, that's a problem. But if things are correct already, like, what more is there to do, you know? The front of every Dosto is very different. When you say very different, okay, let me check the DMs then. Love sending people that some of the leaders in 1916 rebellion were Protestant. Shame they didn't have like that much of an impact. Okay, fair enough. ASR, yes, they are quite different. Can't argue with that. But when, okay, so when back in the day, a lot of comments I used to see about the Dostos was like the low floor and high floor variants. Is that not just the one that we've got currently, but built slightly different? Did have an impact. 1968 was a building block for success in getting most of the country. Oh, okay, smooth. So they went. Oh, their cause wasn't for nothing. Not hating that. No, it's not hating. It's not hating, Jordy. It's a completely valid opinion, mate. Completely valid opinion. I don't think it's hating.
The next station is Gillingham. This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a member of staff or
Well, later the Habs out of 375. Give me a second.
That's 61016. See it, say it, sorted.
The 66, of course, the 395 Javelin, the Class 700, the Flying Scotsman, the Class 33, the other 375 that we had already in the game, Class 465 and Class 47. No worries. I don't know if you run with mods, but apparently it's happened to people without mods as well. But in some instances, it seems that the Flying Scotsman and the Class 47 don't show up. I'm included in that instance, unfortunately. But I've also got 320, 30 mods. So I'm completely okay with that. Considering, yeah, I'm not really playing the game as it's intended. Well, like I said, some people without mods are having those issues, so I'm not sure what's causing that. But there is a general thing seemingly going on at the moment with DLCs where some layers won't show up. I don't know if it's to do with the mounting issue on PS5 that's affecting other platforms or what, but there does seem to be a bit of that going on. Seems like it has been going on for a little bit of a while now as well. Listen, once you start modding, you won't go back, man. I'm telling you. When you're driving a train, that sounds not much like the real thing, and then you download the mod and it sounds exactly as you know it to. It's very difficult to come back from that. When you download mods that add visual fixes and things look so much nicer and as they should be, and like graphical enhancements, hard to come back from. When there are mods that fix bugs, it's hard to come back from. Like the PIS bug that exists in the game where all the core trains all show not in service. How stupid is that, first of all, that exists? Secondly, how stupid is it that hasn't been fixed yet? Thirdly, there's a mod that fixed it. The mod came out for that. in the same week that it started happening. Can you imagine? Someone was able to fix it via a mod
Faversham,
in the first week.
Canterbury East,
DTG still haven't got around to it. Is that not absolutely ridiculous?
Snowdown, Shepherdswell,
It's a quite a big issue.
Dover
You're
Park,
seeing every train coming at you saying not in service. Not it's very immersion breaking. Very immersion breaking. Just not for you. No, that's completely valid, man. That's completely valid. I personally, well, I can never understand that because for me, mods transformed ETS2, for example, completely transformed ETS2. And every time I go on SCS forums, which isn't very often, but every time I go on there and I see that there's a forum area for users who play vanilla, it just always baffles my mind. I'm like, you're losing out on so much. You're missing so much. Like, your experience can be so much better. But yeah, man, like each of their own in it. And at the end of the day, there was a time I think when I sort of, was there ever a time I stayed away from mods? Because I remember trying to mod my PS2, not really understanding exactly how mods worked back then. But I think I understand wanting to have everything like as it should be. But yeah, man, I just feel like you guys that play vanilla are missing out on so much, man. Something like the West Coast Mainline timetable, the OTS one. How can it be, bro? Like, there's so much going on that. That's just one timetable, one modded timetable. Or like branding, for example. Like, so you prefer, for example, on that route, West Coast Mainline South, you'd prefer seeing the unbranded trains than to having them be branded?
the next station is Raynham.
Most of the leaders 916 were shot, even if they were injured or not. Buried in limestone, so they couldn't be good. Buried in limestone for that reason is crazy. But see how isn't that just evil though? Like, you can see like the sort of the mindset of that. Hello Jackson, how you doing? Well, technically ASR. My PS2 was modded. It was more the games that I was trying to mod, specifically GTA San Andreas. Absolutely not, Dan. Absolutely not, mate. You know me by now. I use Steam Workshop mods on ETS. Okay. Okay. There are some good ones there, but you're missing out on pro mods. I'm telling you. Oh, you've used it. Okay. But see, that's the thing. Now, haven't used it and seeing how incredible it is, especially if you've used it for like quite a while, because now SCS have been improving their work for a while now. But especially like back in the day, there was a stark difference. Now you know how much you would have been missing out on. That's good to hear, Jackson. I'm good myself, thank you, mate. Twins are looking fresh. Well, they are, literally. They are very fresh. Just a passionate Irishman that loves it. You know what? History is important, man. Like, I won't go out of my way to research it. And maybe I should. But it is very, very good to have knowledge on history. On any matter, really. Helps you understand where things, sort of like the source or the origin of certain things. Helps you understand certain decisions that are made today. Helps you understand why things are the way they are today. History is so important, man. Never really use cosmetic mods, really doesn't bother me. Fair enough. I've always been like a stickler for realism. So I think even if I didn't use mods generally, well, to be fair, that's the reason I use as many mods as I do. There's not a single mod I have that is just for fun, you know, because there are some very silly mods like a shark train, for example. But all the mods I have increase immersion and realism. I'm a stickler for that. Like, it was simulation games that got me into into PC gaming in the first place.
Welcome aboard this southeastern service to
It was just so incredible to me that simulators exist. I spent my whole life growing up wishing for simulator style games on PS2, and then they actually exist. Each of their own, yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Absolutely, each of their own. I think I'm passionate, as you can tell, about mods. Very passionate. Mainly because the gaming experience that I'm after, they've been able to provide that. Come on. God mode is needed badly for this route, man. Well, it's not needed badly, to be fair, but there's been a few of those instances. I am concerned that at some point there could be not a freeze, but the instruction just doesn't change. There's a way to edit God mode yourself, if I'm not mistaken, to make it run routes that it's not built for. But I don't know how to do that. I've tried to open the file with Notepad, and it was just hieroglyphics. So that wasn't right. There are rumors that in the next 5 to 10 years, there could be a Bills get United Island only from an Irish perspective. Would this be good? Religion, police, and bring exclusive financial. I think that would be good in the short term. Be financially tough and tricky. Oh yeah, but things would get ironed out over time. Okay, let's do a daytime run. We have done 2 evening/night runs. Let's get some daylight going. I would hope for the people who don't use like the real weather mod that give me daytime. Is this morning? No, evening. Give me daytime, man. I hope that this journey mode isn't full of like rain. A lot of journey modes seem to suffer from that. My biggest flipping bother was Boston to Worcester. If I could redo that journey mode again, if my progress was like to be erased, I wouldn't even be mad. I feel like I really missed out on enjoying that route because of the stupid rain. Like, how is it that in about 30 different services, only two didn't have rain in them? Ridiculous. It'd be nice if the time of day these took place was displayed. I mean, there's this whole space that could have been done in, I think. It's a shame this country is volatile and complex. Yeah, it is. But, you know, knowing the history of it, you know, it is reasonable in that regard. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. But yeah, I am hopeful that the future can hold better for Ireland.
Welcome aboard the
2
South
Tango
Eastern
5
Service
3.
to Strood, calling at Paddock Wood, Beltring, Yalding,
487, right?
Waterbury, East
Oh, 161.
Maidstone West, Maidstone Barracks, Aylesford, New Hythe,
Would you like me to turn the game sound up?
Cuxton,
I am aware of how quiet this train is, generally speaking.
Platform 1 for the 1703 Southeastern.
Let's have a little gander at the station. Nope, can't go that far. Okay, interesting. I could go quite a bit and then it just stopped me. Hello? Interesting, there's an invisible wall here. I do have a mod that removes invisible walls, but it's not updated for this route.
Platform 1 for the 17.
Guess I won't be looking at that anymore. It's so ridiculous how the camera isn't just like a ghost object. Hello, Nabil. How you doing, boss? What is going on with my 465, bro? I didn't tell you. I didn't have enough time. Any service I try to run with the 465 on Southeastern high speed, it just loads me into the sky. Like I just see blue around and I see like the city far away. I don't know if that's every service on Southeastern high speed. I only try to do the 465 to see how it looks. But yeah, something has very much broken over there.
The next station.
Yeah, let me know how it goes. But your 465 is working well anyway, so if it is to do with that train, I think maybe you won't see any issues. You haven't tried any services on Southeastern high speed? I'm just saying that it might work well for you if it does. Because maybe the issue is tied to my 465 still being broken. I think I'm going to take some time out tomorrow to just do my whole testing, find out what the issue is. And at least it means I can put back all the mods that I removed because clearly they weren't the issue. There's in the areas and country that I physically won't enter or should not enter. Why? If they find out what side you were, they'll give you grief and basically run you out. What, in terms of Protestant and Catholic? So me, who's neither, what are they gonna do with me? Or am I cooked anyway because I'm brown? Not sure. That would be interesting, you know. Not that I'm willing to test it out, but it would be interesting. This is the Medway avoidership. Trying to say this in a non-racist way. No, say it how it is. If the situation is like around racism, then it's around racism. Bro, do not be politically correct here. Please do not be politically correct, because then you will be watering things down which are a lot more serious. Say it how it is. Say things how they are. Especially as more time is for educational purposes. We don't do censorship over here. Political correct equals permaban. I think Jackson would like that. There are areas where you have to just one type of people. Oh yeah, of course. That's common over here. Well, you wouldn't be attacked necessarily, but you'll be treated a particular way. If you go to like a gypsy camp, then you might get attacked.
Speak to a member of staff or text us on 61016 and we'll get it sorted. That's 61016. See it, say it, sorted.
Just any 4651, Nabil.
Welcome aboard.
I tried like a bunch of different ones. There was one that was at 10:14, and I don't remember the times of the other ones that I tried.
East Farley, Maidstone West, Barracks, Aylesford, Newhart, Snodland, Horling, Cuxton, and Rood.
When IRL content from areas where you're going to be. I'm not planning that anytime soon. Be sure to bring a machete. Nah, man. We don't do that no more. Gypsies when they build the power line near them. It's copper time. There is also that too. Do you know what Leng means, Jackson? It means like if a girl's good looking, then you can say she's Leng. So I feel like you're calling me Leng, and I feel kind of odd about that.
The next station is
Each of their own, you know? Yeah, see, that's just mad. But, you know, each of their own, man. Works on your end. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got whatever issue that you had with the 465. I'm pretty sure it's tied to that. I should have tried to load like another train there, but I just didn't have time. Well, we know the problem's not the sound mod, because I've removed that. I've removed the Southeastern High Speed Enhancement Pack, and my 465 is still bugged. I hope I'm not going to have to do another fresh reinstall, man. It's a pain in the backside. I do miss driving it, ASR, I will say. I feel like I had a slight taste of it with the 843 on the check route with the similar cruise control kind of thing going on. But I do miss driving the real thing. Not the real thing, but you know what I mean. The actual thing. You said in the chat some time ago that Thomas the Engine is based on real places. I don't remember, but I think that was a couple of weeks ago.
Would customers please take care when alighting the train? This station has a narrow platform.
Yeah, but absolutely clown as I looked up some of the train stations. Absolutely not real places. Well, no, but they're inspired by real places, right? Like the whole island is obviously fictional. But I think the point being made was that it's been inspired by real places. This has been a horrible stop, by the way. Good start. Could have gone into emergency, but I don't want to. You thought Sodor Island was real? I mean, fair enough. If you didn't know, you didn't know. But that is funny. Finally, Impostuous. It was limited to 110. Ugh. I'm kind of glad I haven't driven it yet then. Farquhar. What on earth is that? Am I going to regret this? Oh, it's just a station on Sodor Island. Why have you brought it to my attention? Okay. I mean, it doesn't look like a real station. You know, it doesn't look like they've taken a real station and miniaturized it. It just looks like a toy train station, just like a generic one. That's funny, man. Maybe I should play Wonders of Sodor for you. I honestly can't. I can't ignore the fact that Thomas would actually do numbers. But I just wouldn't be true to myself playing it, man. In the world of Simra, VMAX of 110 would be considered an event. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think the term event needs to be... I think they need to find something new to use. Because a lot of the events are not events, if we're being honest. I think you just misunderstood the point they were making, Jackson. Which is fine. It happens. Still funny. I got shafted, man. What, like, sometimes I think to myself, well, I don't, but I'm thinking now, if I actually was able to watch Thomas when I was younger, maybe I would have gotten, like hard into trains. And just gotten into trains generally from a younger age. Not sure what would have gotten me into planes. There wasn't any like cool plane shows.
Welcome aboard this southeastern service.
What is it based on? I don't know personally.
Watering Green, East Farm, Maidstone West, Maidstone Barracks, Aylesford, New Hyde.
My knowledge of Thomas is limited to Thomas the Tank Engine, Sodor Island, Percy, Gordon and James. That's about it. Epstein Island is wild. But also, not as... Like, there's a chance that could be the case. If it wasn't already, like, revealed. If no one actually knew what Sodor Island is based on, there is a very good chance how things are going that it could have something to do with that. Someone said yesterday there's a train line on Epstein Island. I don't know if that's true or not. I'd be surprised if they fit one there. Commentary someone's driving to Auschwitz at 9:40 to clear European. Right. Thomas the Tank Engine in Auschwitz, colorized. I'm surprised no one's made a mod for that. You know what you've seen? I don't doubt that, man. I know you've seen some things, Jackson. I know your eyes have been seared by the harshness of reality. Our heart goes out to you, man. Have you got the damn heater fixed or not? You haven't. Oh, you're mucking about, man. You're mucking about. It's never gonna happen now. It will never happen. Pay me. Pay me. I'll come and do it for you. I can put it together. You'll have to cover my flight and hotel as well. It is your fault. So now you need to resolve it. The dude has waiting times. Is there one guy in Frankfurt that can put heaters together? Nabil, no. How about that? How about that? What are you lot's plan for the weekend? Who's doing something cool? I know ASR is going to be spending 48 hours non-stop playing Simrail. Respectable. Very respectable. ASR, it's not good, you know. You've been playing all this time, and you're not like, where are you? Where are you on the leaderboards? What level are you? You're not number one. It doesn't make sense. You haven't put in enough hours. Semana Santa. What's Santa? Also, isn't it dos semanas?
Welcome aboard this
Aren't you off for 2 weeks?
Strood, calling at East Farley,
Needs to be approved by housing company.
Maidstone Barracks, Aylesford, New Hythe, Horling, Hoxton,
That's a pain in the ass, man. I guess it's universal having those sort of like struggles and issues. Oh, Santa. Oh, yeah. Espirito di Santa. Yeah. I forgot. Bro said Royal Palace. Get out of here with that BS, man. Talking about some Royal Palace. Did you know, Nabil? Okay, maybe you did. I didn't. ASR taught me today that Algeria produces its own gas and it ships it out to Nigeria, to Spain, and they're broke. How can you be shipping out natural resources and you're broke? Wait, is it Espirito di Santa or is it Espirito di Santos? It doesn't ship to Nigeria. You said it ships to Nigeria. You mentioned Nigeria. Or did I misunderstand? You mentioned Nigeria at some point. Yeah, if it's a pipeline to Nigeria, what does that mean? I don't agree or disagree, Jackson. The math doesn't math at all, bro. Shipping natural resources to you. Okay, not shipping, but you know what I mean. Piping natural resources to Europe. And the people are starving. Well, it's more the fact that there's a pipeline to Spain, ASR. That's like the shocker for me. I feel like they would profit less from shipping it to Nigeria or anywhere else in Africa. I need to know what the horn tones mean. Like when do you use which one? Because the AI trains use different tones depending on what whistle board they're at. What's Hormuz? Watermelon, Jackson. Watermelon ice. I liked it at first, but I don't like it anymore. Well, I don't like it, but I have other preferences. As a matter of fact, I don't like it being sweet at all. I've decided. Algeria is the Poland of Africa. Could you elaborate on that, Nabil? Could you tell me a little bit more about the Strait of Hormuz, ASR? I'd rather not, Jackson. Well, considering how much I've done in the past, I'm surprised, like, I don't do it regularly. Welcome back, Dan. Iran block traffic at Strait of Hormuz. No, but where is that? I don't know what it is or where it is. It's the first time I'm hearing of it. Or at least the first time I'm being educated on it. Is where most of the world's oil supply comes from. Where is it? Jackson, I think you just pick your poison, isn't it? None of them are actually beneficial to you. As much as I don't do it like quote unquote properly and hadn't for many years, the need would come every now and again. and I got kind of tired of that. Oh my god, my braking has been atrocious, man. Tight space between Iran and UAE. Ah,
Welcome aboard
between Iran and Dubai.
service to Strood, calling at
Algeria and Poland give off the same vibe.
Maidstone Barracks, Aylesford, Newcastle,
What's Algerian food like? What's an Algerian cuisine?
and
Because you know I got a problem with Polish cuisine. Well, some of it, at least. I have no idea what Algerians eat. Why though, Jackson? What is it about the cuisine that just doesn't sit right with you? Right. Valid. Valid. Pink little lunchbox. Cute. Couscous often considered the national dish of Algeria. Are you taking the piss? Even the dishes have to be a copy of ours. Come on, man. Talking of couscous, I haven't had it in 3 years. Over 3 years at this point.
the next station is Maidstone West. This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a member of staff or text us on 61016.
I find it funny that couscous in Moroccan is sukso.
61016. See it.
Because it's actually
Say
Jewish.
it. Sorted.
What do you mean it's Jewish? How can a food be from a religion? Hello, Mark. This is the only pack I don't like? Why don't you like it? Also, are you saying out of every DLC in the game, this is the one that you don't like? No, I can't trust you, Jackson. You have to provide evidence for your claims. Evangelical food. I mean, at this point, that seems like the route we're going down. Hummus as well. Hummus, I actually don't know where that comes from. No idea. If I had to guess out of the blue, I'd say Lebanese. The trains are the same as every time. Well, yeah, there's no new trains. I mean, this is a new variation of a train that we already have. That's a valid criticism, I think.
We will shortly be arriving at Maidstone West.
It's actually Sark did figure out the claim lots of food to be Jewish. Ah. I mean, I don't know. Couscous could be kosher. I don't really know what makes a food kosher or not. So you could have been onto something. The branch is good. Honestly, Mark, I know it, like, you know, it is very detailed, so it would have been work. Well, a substantial amount of work to like have it be longer. I do wish it was longer though. I do wish it was longer. Like you look at what we've got in TSC, for example,
Welcome aboard the Southeastern
and I feel like the
Strood, calling at
line in TSW, even from Southeastern High Speed, which was pretty decent to be fair.
Cuxton.
Actually, no, I think Southeastern High Speed's pretty good. I think the extension saved it. But yeah, I would have. I wish this was longer. I don't think he's talking about a branch off this route. I think he's talking about this route. It's English speak. Name 10 branches. I can't, unfortunately. I can barely name 10 different routes. Oh, God. Name 10 numbers. You're really challenging me here, man. Putting me on the spot, Jackson. Please take the pressure off. Chinese. When the food is nice. You know what? You can't go wrong with the pepperoni pizza. I'm not gonna lie. You just can't. Channels will be happening start. Oh, that's quite soon then. That's quite soon. Do you know how long you're gonna be there for? Jackson, I'm not in a quiz show. You're asking me all these challenging questions. Are you gonna pay me if I get all of them right? If I answer all of your questions? You know what? I don't remember the last time I had a margarita pizza. I honestly don't think I've had a margarita pizza since I was a child. Like, for school dinners. Pepperoni has been like my baseline. But I prefer, you know, the meatier and the spicier, the better. If it's got jalapenos on it and just more meat, I'm all for it, man. I am all for it. £6 for a 12-inch. How big is a 12-inch? Like, if you were to go to a pizza shop, would that be like medium or large? 2 weeks. Oh, mate. And how much of that 2 weeks is actual work? Or do I call people that annoy me? Annoying. Large pizza for £6 is not bad at all, you know. Not bad at all. I'll be making the most of that. I was thinking to myself earlier today, I went past a Subway this morning. I was thinking, it's been a while since I've had one. Like, it's been a good, like, 4 or 5 months. Subway stinks. I mean, unless you're going to say that to my face, Dan. Keep it to yourself. And if you say it to my face, you're going to wish you kept it to yourself. How about that? You tell me what about Subway stinks. Subway is the one food that I can just never ever get tired of. I was having it like 3 times a week. For 3 times a week? I was having it like 3 times a day. For a long time. Yeah, you might as well, mate. On your way to China, take a stop over at Heathrow. I'll meet you there. I'll do you the favor. If you live outside of the capital, like 300 miles outside of it, you'll be able to... Mate, if you live bloody 10 miles outside of the capital, things get a lot better. But yeah, they get better. the further you go, the better they get, to be honest. Although, I feel like major cities in general in the UK are all quite similar. It won't be as bad as London. Definitely not. Okay, Dan, you make rather good points, actually. It is very overpriced, especially compared to what it used to be once upon a time. I can agree with you on that one. Taste is different. I can't say for everything, but my biggest two letdowns are meatball marinara. They have just destroyed that, and the steak. I feel like the steak is a lot. The steak is actually processed now, whereas it was probably processed before as well, but it didn't seem as processed. They took away pastrami, which was a temporary thing anyway, but that one hurt deep. They took away the big beef from most places. That one also hurt deep. Health-wise, I can't really talk on. I guess that's down to you though, isn't it? Like, you choose whether what you get is healthy or not. Like, you could go there, get a piece of bread, and just fill it with salad, right? And you've made a healthy sub. Or you could make it something that will send you to hospital, probably. Some of the April I'm going to be alone there. No, bro, I gave you my word. I gave you my word. House in Hampstead about 1.2 mil. I haven't seen the houses in Hampstead, but because you said Hampstead, then I can imagine they are pretty cute. Is there a kosher Subway? I'd bet on it. I would bet on it. Can there be a kosher takeaway? I don't really know how it works. I know like when like Jews buy houses, they like burn everything, and apparently that makes it kosher. Like they'll burn their counters, they'll burn their ovens. Isn't it a bit not contradictory, but burning an oven, the oven heats up anyway. So isn't whatever the fire doing what the oven does as its job anyway? Foot-long Italian herbs and cheese, good start. Chicken tikka, decent. Cheese, onion, lettuce, sweet corn. Okay. Not bad at all, Geordie. Not bad at all. I can be very judgmental on your subs. Not bad at all. My go-to usually is herbs and cheese foot-long. Oh no, BMT. I was gonna say I forgot the name. BMT, double cheese, cheddar cheese, or pepper jack if they have it, and then lettuce, onions, sweet corn, pickles, jalapenos, salt and pepper. Got to season it, and then Chipotle Southwest, Chipotle the hot one, and their garlic sauce. Flipping banger. Absolute banger. Can we change to the 8th, please? Well, I've got my ticket already. So you don't have your ticket yet, and you're saying I'm the one that's not going to show up. Oh man, Jackson, don't let me down, bro. Apparently there are kosher subways in the US, but the last kosher certified subway ended in 2020. Huh. I really wonder how can you get. I feel like maintaining the kosherness of a fast food joint would be incredible work. Oh yeah, you can't use like the regular ones in it, Dan. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, how was that using like the Chinese apps? Bigger, meatier, tastier. No, I thought it was something else, but you know what? I like that. I like that. Oh no, tell a lie. I'm thinking of BLT. No, I've never known what BMT stands for. I know once upon a time it stood for Big Man Ting. I don't know if it still is. Jackson, I can't take you seriously until I see you being serious. You're not going to lead me astray again. It was invented in the States, I think, New York. You know what? I'll tell you what. New York fast food. Not just New York fast food, even something like a Philly cheesesteak, for example. Just that type of food that America tends to do. I was close to saying specialized. I think that might have triggered some people. But just that type of food that they do. Ooh. I've always said, when I go to the US, I'm taking at least, I'm putting at least $1,000 aside just for food. I am going to come back a good 15 kilos heavier. There's no way that's not happening. Absolutely no way. I've been holding it in my entire life. Do I like their cookies? Absolutely, mate. Let me rank them for you, yeah. Top of the pops. It's got to be raspberry cheesecake. I'm not gonna lie. You can't really top a raspberry cheesecake. A close second, very close second, double chocolate. Very, very, very close second. Then it's their regular chocolate. Then it's the Smarties one. Macadamia nut, obviously, I can't talk on because that would kill me, probably. But I think that's my cookie Subway cookies tier list, and I'm very confident in it and proud of it. That's why you're going back in 38 days. I've never been, man. I can't wait to go. I was close to going last year. There's actually somewhat of a chance I'll go. Actually, it's quite likely I'm going to go this year. I forget. I tend to forget about that. There's quite a good chance that I'm going to go to the US this year. White chocolate, I miss it. Really? But if it's like, isn't it just... How close is it to raspberry cheesecake? Because usually I'm a huge fan of white chocolate. But raspberry cheesecake obviously has that sweetness from the raspberry. So I don't know how much would be missing. Like, generally speaking, I love white chocolate. Like, see the one that you can get from Sainsbury's, for example. I'm a sucker for them, man. Still prefer the Sainsbury's Finest, or whatever their line is called, of double chocolate cookies. That's my favorite. But the white chocolate ones are very, very close behind. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to get them later on today. I'm not going to let you put me in the mood. I'm going to get some cookies for work tonight. The nut ruins it. It usually does. It usually does. Especially when it comes too early. I wish I could know. When it comes to nuts, you know, I wish I knew for myself whether it ruins it or not, you know. I do wonder sometimes. The smell of nuts in general puts me off. I don't know whether it's because I'm allergic to it and my body does something to like make me avoid nuts. But I'll tell you what, mate, I've had Nutella by accident. And the thing that made me realize that what I was eating had Nutella in it was how good it tasted. It was like a bakery thing from Lidl. And yeah, I bit into it. Beautiful. Beautiful. It was too good. And I know the sort of reputation that Nutella has. So I told my friend, yo, try a bit of this and tell me if it's Nutella or not. He bit into it. And surely it was indeed Nutella. As the name we do, white chocolate and lemon one. White chocolate and lemon. See, I'm not a big fan of like lemon cake or like lemon meringue and stuff like that. I don't really like my sour and my sweet. But in a cookie, that I've never considered. I'd be willing to try it. I can't say I have the most confidence in it, but I'd be willing to give it a go. I've had the same thing from Lidl. Yeah. Then you have. Man, that was in my college days. I took some risks in chocolate, risks in college, because that was also when I had a chocolate with almonds in it. I got like a Dime chocolate bar, and I thought, bro, am I bugging, or did Dime? It isn't Dime chocolate like the white chocolate, like the white, not white chocolate. It's beige. It's beige in color, and it's like really sweet. Is that not what Dime chocolate is? That's what I always thought it was, or is it another brand that has the same colors? Because I'm thinking, why would they put almonds? Because it was like a Cadbury Dime like link up. And I was thinking, why would they put almonds in this? That's not usually their thing. Maybe I am. Do Karamak and Dime have like similar colors in their like packaging? Yeah, but yeah, Karamak kind of chocolate. That, yeah, beige, really sweet. Yeah, like that type of chocolate. That's what I thought it was. But yeah, I'm glad I checked. Like I bet I took one bite into it, and something just like, I was like, let me check it just in case. I've had some close calls by myself. I was by myself then. I had my worst reaction by myself. I was at school, secondary. I stayed back doing some work, and I think it was time to go home. And I'm going down the stairs, and someone that I knew was coming up the stairs, and they had the Maryland cookies, the one with nuts in it. I've opened the doors, no? Did I open the wrong doors? I did. Jesus. How was that allowed? Yeah, I'm so convinced it was the purple packet, but the purple packet is like double chocolate or something nowadays, so I don't know, I'm confused. Anyway, they offered me the cookies. What is going on with the doors? They offered me one. I said, yeah, sure, why not? Didn't check it, didn't ask, just took it, ate it, enjoyed it. And then I realized, because my tongue started feeling funny, my mouth started feeling funny, and then what's never happened before and what's never happened since, my throat started to close up. My throat started to close up, and I'm thinking, okay, should I tell somebody? Should I like let somebody know in advance that this is happening? I thought, no, I'll just keep it to myself. And my throat started to close up more and more until it started to affect my breathing. I didn't tell anyone. I kind of just let it ride out. In hindsight, not the smartest decision. If you fly, you have to tell the crew. No. I can touch nuts. No homo. I can smell them. I can be around people eating them. I just can't get it into my system. Oh, Dan, I was just asking, like, how is it? How is it, like, using those apps? I feel like being used to using, like, the same ones day in, day out, and then having to completely drop them and use these strange ones. I don't know if they're strange, but different ones, let's say. I feel like that would be a bit odd. I do feel for people that have like severe reactions. Like you could be like, I've heard a story of someone eating nuts and then someone sitting like away from them, like away from them enough that you wouldn't think they would react, and they just started itching and itching and itching. That's scary, man. Like you could, bro, imagine if you knew that was someone's like what someone suffered from and you wanted to take them out. You ain't got to worry about poisoning them. You ain't got to worry about killing them, you know, directly. Just go within their radius and start eating something with nuts in it. That's mad. I really need the loot. They have one app to pay for everything that owns by the company. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember you saying. But what about like chat apps? You can't use YouTube there. You can't use WhatsApp.
this southeastern service to Strood.
Jackson, you're just mad that they're ahead of Germany. Stay mad. Could do the Red Bull. I don't actually need a Red Bull, but I just want the taste. I want a mini fridge. I would get one. There's just no space. I don't want the green screen to be this bloody close to me, but there's like that lack of space. How the heck am I going to get a mini fridge in here? Well, you wouldn't have, Jackson, because that would just be like normal for you. If you immigrated there for some reason and had to abide by the rules there, I'd understand. I saw a mod today in a build that adds the southern EMUs to, I think, Tonbridge. And I can only assume that that's because they are there in reality, but I don't really think that makes sense. Because some like with a lot of mods that do fictional things, they'll usually say that somehow. You can use a VPN to watch YouTube. You can't use it in the Wi-Fi most of the time. Ah, okay. That's one way of circumventing it. Yeah, they are, Jackson. It's yeah, it's different there, isn't it? But hey, at least they're not suffering from the problems that we are. It has its benefits. Their electric cars are so much more advanced. In what sense? Like just generally speaking, like their brands. Because I'll see some crazy stuff like on Instagram of Chinese electric cars, and they're not pricey at all in comparison to other brands for what you get. Like if the Chinese really do invade European car markets, as they've already begun doing anyway, there will be trouble. You only saw one fuel station. Oh, mad. So like everyone's driving electric cars. The women are stunning, but you can't tell what age they are. That's crazy. What problems I have? I mean, as long as they're above 18. Yeah, JQ, Amoda Cherry, BYD, obviously. And there are some others as well. I don't remember the names off the top of my head. Like, they've definitely started infiltrating. And they're definitely ridiculous value. Now, it's like on the surface, it looks incredible. Well, a lot of their cars do. Something like the JQ, for example. You get a lot of Range Rover features for not anywhere near Range Rover prices. But then you drive the thing, from what I've heard from reviews. I haven't driven it myself, but then you drive the thing, and it's not terrible, it's not bad, but it's just not a Range Rover, you know? Top of the range massive 8C was yeah. That sounds about right from like what I've been seeing, yeah. Ridiculous. And like even with tariffs and tax and if they were to come here, you're still paying a lot less than what you'd be paying for anything else that's an 8CR. Or a 7-seater for that matter. I mean, Jackson, me living in London, you know, the city with the most CCTV, until you need the CCTV, and then all of a sudden there's nothing. The most expensive Jayco is nowhere near the price. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. I got a works. My work has a scheme where you can like lease electric cars through them, and the JQ's there, and it's nowhere near the most expensive. Like it's somewhat within reach. I don't qualify for any of them. Working 15 hours a week, but out of the ones that are like close to what I could get, it's one of them, which is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Right, I'm gonna go to the loo real quick. Go to the airport within 20 minutes. It was a 1 hour journey. Okay, that's a little bit scary. Is it? It's not Tusker, the company behind it, is it, Jordy? Oh, a different one. Well, I think if it's Octopus, good for her. Honestly, I've heard they've got a lot better prices than Tusker. Tusker's a rip off, man. I won't lie. And I've realized the whole scheme. Like it depends, right? I guess it depends on what you're looking for. For my use case personally, it makes 0 sense to go down that route. Even if I could. Why is passenger lowercase on this one? Oh, and this one. I don't know if any of these are. You know, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. To switch it up a little bit and go timetable. I want to drive a different train. Not the 465. You know what? How about a 33? No. I want to drive either the Javelin or 700. All 30 minutes. I'm going to be left with an awkward, like, 12 minutes. This is the same. Try to be open-minded. I don't know if it's me, but if it's me tired, but the fellow I'm with just be so bland for me. Is it the same one from last time that you were complaining about, Dan? That doesn't really get on with anyone.
TWS and AWS operational.
Poor Glue 7 Street children of Venezuela would condemn that. Huh. Not the one he was in the Netherlands with. Okay. Doesn't seem like you've got the you got the funnest crew around. I guess there's just a couple in the midst of many, right? But they're always gonna stick out. The sign's on you. No, it's part of the route. Oh, actually, I don't know. I think that there's been a mod for this route, but I don't remember what it does. I don't think it does anything to the signage. There's a difference to SEHS. Oh, I think SEHS just didn't. Did the enhancement pack do anything with the signs? Because I think the original ones were not that detailed. Usually, station signs aren't that much that detailed. How's your boss, Dan? Someone you can get along with? Have a good time? I'm hungry, man. Oh, nice. It's not terrible then, but obviously there will be that like feeling of restriction a little bit and someone watching over you, I guess. They might care. Jackson, can two people not get along without them needing to be romantic? Bless me. You know what? I don't think a paracetamol would be a bad decision right now. Maybe one's enough. Vorarlberg ops. Why Vorarlberg? I assume you're not driving the Talents. At least someone has to pay for everything this time. Well, yeah, but you get it back anyway, innit? Come on, not be a silly with make some funny childish jokes are being confronted. I'm just worried about, you know, the source of these jokes, Jackson. You know, I just wonder whether you're projecting personal situations, you know, into the chat. You're in a good mood to pass it up a little. You know what? I respect that. I respect that. Because you find nose spray for about Vex days or breather stick or clear nose for these 5 years. Yeah, really? I might have to consider it. I feel like something like that would be pricey. Hello, Transport Legend. How you doing? I did forward your what you were saying earlier. It hasn't gotten a response yet. What is there? I was the only one of the company card last time. Hey, yeah, so you're good. Wait, do you mean without a company card? That's good to hear, Transport Legend. I'm doing good, thank you, myself. Oh, no, I'm not making fun of it, Jackson. I'm just wondering whether that's having a bearing, you know? Type of services on that route, stop and go on my type, but the sounds... Yeah, the sounds are interesting. Allegedly. You know, I personally can neither confirm nor deny. Thankfully. But allegedly, they're not that great. £3 to £5. Okay. Fairly reasonable, I think. Sounds like something that would last for a while. Ah, right. Yeah, but you paid for everything off the company card, right? Doing a Pendolino run to Milton Keynes and GBR livery mod for Creators Club. Huh. GBR livery mod from Creators Club, eh? Cool. I think the GBR livery is decent. I'm not gonna lie. There was a thread about it on the forum some time ago, and yeah, a lot of people were criticizing it. I thought it was pretty nice. If we go back to the days of like every train having the same livery, am I gonna get sick and tired of it? Most likely. But as it is now in its own bubble, I think it's pretty cool. Creators Club is on PC is interesting. Why just on PC? Is it not interesting on consoles as well? And online? Let's not even go there. What was that fog? What the hell was that? What was any of that? Because you have the choice to use mods. Oh, right, yeah. But talking about Creators Club, just Creators Club alone. I don't think any platform can save you from the horrors. Geordie, out of curiosity, do you use Creators Club then? I don't know where that would sit in terms of like wanting to play vanilla. Oh, this is chat a minute. Yeah. Hey, I recognized it. Nice. I really wish they put a bit more effort into the outside. But hey ho. Is Creators Club still in beta? I mean, it operates. It operates like that. I was thinking ahead to DTG's August stuff to do for TSW7, predicting the 3 new main things to be new home screen, new loading screen, an Afghan route. Sorry. $75.99. No, yeah, realistic. An Afghan route. Oh, thank you, Dan. Yeah, this will come in handy. I'm gonna save these. The thing is, the issue with my nose is 9 times out of 10 is that it runs. Cold or no cold. Oh, I closed my door 20 seconds early. Cold or no cold, it just runs. So I would almost need something to block it rather than loosen it up. Medway Valley getting a stable 120. West Coast Mainland getting 40. Wait, so is Medway Valley completely smooth now? I saw still 45 players just as Victoria. I believe so, yeah. Okay, in that case, Transport Legend, open up Task Manager and see what's taking your resources. That's not a game issue. It's something on your PC. I mean, this one, the bill just says Luton. So, yeah, it's normal just to have it like that. Thought it'd show more. Like what, for example? Like other places that it stops at? Oh, nah. If you know, you know, innit? That's how the trains operate. If you're looking for a train to Victoria, you already know it's London Victoria. There's no other one that I know of anyway. Man, yeah, they've really just left. Okay, if they weren't going to extend the route further than what they've already done, or use more of the southeastern high speed stuff, would it have been much to redo the southeastern high speed areas? Why not make use of the space? Oh yeah, I guess there's a considerable amount of space. I mean, like Luton is just Luton though. Luton is just Luton. So there's not really anything else to go so right. London Victoria, you can call it that. But Victoria is also just kind of fine. Let's see how this compares to reality. Unless I just copied and pasted. Yeah, I mean, I think it's copied and pasted, but it kind of just does look like this as well. That would be actual work. Yeah, God forbid actual work, right? Will you be playing the boss if I bought it? I played it on Tuesday, I think, Transport Legend. I had a great time. I bought the Hamburg DLC, which is a shock to me. But I've been really enjoying it lately. I like the economy mode. I didn't have any hope, in all honesty, for the economy mode. But I like the idea. I like the idea of like coming up. And yeah, as long as there's not a flurry of DLCs for this game, I will try and find the time to stream it. It probably has priority over Simro at the moment, if I'm being completely honest. Because the thing is, I don't have time really to play like other games if I'm not doing the night shift. So it will be my opportunity to enjoy it. Why does it say Dover Priory then? No, Dover Priory is actually the name. London Victoria is... okay, if you go to London Victoria any other way, you would just call it Victoria. Like if you go on it on the underground, it's just Victoria. If you take a bus there, it's just Victoria. Like, London Victoria, I think, is more like an international name for the station, or a national name for the station, if that makes sense. Like, it's only called London Victoria when you're looking at it on, like, National Rail, for example, if you're coming from outside of London, etc. But it's anywhere else, it's just called London Victoria. It's like London Heathrow. London Heathrow is just it's Heathrow Airport. But in certain areas, they'll call it London Heathrow. It is National Rail, you're right. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, it's called... the station is just called Victoria. Even if you get a coach to it. If you get a coach... Actually, I don't know if a coach would call it London Victoria or just Victoria. But yeah. Anyway, with regards to specifically your Dover Priory example... Dover Priory is called Dover Priory. Like, that's what the area is actually called. So you can't really take away from it. Yeah, it doesn't make a super amount of sense. It's like, in a way, I guess, King's Cross. Or like Yeah, like the international station is called King's Cross St Pancras, but it's just King's Cross. The area is King's Cross. The underground station is King's Cross. Oh, a nice light. Really helpful. Wobbly dobbly. I saw a place name like that. Was it today or yesterday on Instagram? Wingily Dingly upon Thames. It's really the brightest this light can go. Is there no other cab light in here? Oh, the desk light's even worse. Okay, now both lights are on. And it's not that much brighter. I mean, I'd rather this than it be nuclear in here, to be fair. But still. I wouldn't have thought it was this much of a struggle for this train to get to 70. I always imagined it to be pretty rapid. I guess the acceleration is good up to like 30, 40 maybe. And then it starts to teeter off. If I can squeeze in a cheeky Motorfest session before work today, Nabil, I might try and go for it. Uh-oh. Emergency brake. Almost perfect. St. Edmunds. That is crazy. Off-road. Hi, do you have to be a train addict to enjoy a game like this? Absolutely not. I am not a train addict. And I enjoy this game. If you have an interest in trains, if you're curious about trains, if you like them, if you are an addict, if you tick any of those boxes, could be worth a try. Could be worth a punt, as some would say. I think if you're a train addict, there are probably problems that need sorting out. I think if you're an addict of any sort. Just saw it on Steam and was wondering what the gameplay is. I mean, it's driving trains. As the store page may suggest. You got various different trains from various different countries. It's not like super hardcore. You know, it is quite decent in terms of realism, but it's not hardcore by any sorts. There are 2 trains that I would say are hardcore in the entire game. But yeah, I'd say it's worth watching some videos, maybe some reviews, maybe having a troll on the forums, just to kind of get an idea of, you know, what exactly is going on, and if it's, you know, if it would be something that's right for you or not. Real world maps. Real world maps. The only two fictional maps. Sorry, the only one fictional map that exists in the game is like a Christmas themed one. That's like a living room area. It's like a Christmas special. Aside from that, it's all real world maps, 1-to-1 scale. Jackson, I'm so proud of you, man. So proud of you. How are you feeling now that you're 2 months clean? Please do share your stories with us. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Lots of countries, a lot of routes for the UK, a lot of routes for Germany, a good handful of routes for the US, 2 Swiss routes, 2 Austrian routes, one that goes between the border between Austria and Germany, 1 Czech route, 1 French route, 1 upcoming Japanese route, 1 upcoming Portuguese route. Decent variety. I don't love Holiday Express. No. Feel a little bit off the rails, but I can manage it. You know what? Making puns as good as those, you're in good as a shape as you're ever gonna be. If you are considering it, Arnie, the only thing I'd say, or the only thing I'd advise really hard, get it on PC if you have a PC capable of playing games. Anything north, like Norway, Sweden. No, the most north you'll get is up north, Scotland. Yes, here we go. Nobody's doing a convoy, bro. What are you saying? You're happy? You're happy about the World of Truck events being put on hold? It's interesting. I've never seen them ever pull something back to work on it. Never. I'd say Lübeck in such a case. Okay, yeah, technically, yeah. There's a Hamburg to Lübeck route. You're very pleased. I mean, how could they make World of Trucks events better though? Like World of Trucks events have always been sort of just what they are, you know? I don't, at least like just off the top of my head, I don't have any ideas about how that could be improved. It kind of just sort of just makes sense for what it is. Hamburg to Lübeck is not great. No, it's an older route. It's an older route. Thank you very much for the follow, mate. Appreciate it.
Gun, give us some financial support. Okay, please give us a credit, and we will give you back money after the war.
How much work would it have been to just throw in the whole Southeastern high speed and add the bits that they've added in? You know? It would have been a huge route, but the same amount of work. Just take what's already there and build on it. A Southeastern High Speed 2, if you like. SEHSX. How does that make sense? It's trying to save you from pain and distress, Dad. Take your winnings. Go home, man. Nobody worked there. What? Okay. At the studios. So is this route AI generated? SEHS Southeastern High Speed TSW2, SEHS is TSW3. Right. So what comes after SEHSX? In that case, you're gonna regret it, Dan. Keep pushing. You're getting lucky. Luck of the Irish, they call it, right? It always runs out. Your time will come. SHS sounds like a Simron name. Southeastern Avoid Ship. Simron, man. Always good clowning material. Clowning source material. I love it. Respectable sim at the same time, but just funny. Southeastern John. Oh, man. Simro. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one, man. So good in some ways and then so bad in other ways. Fortunately, it's good where it needs to be good. Mostly. You know what, Dad? I'm gonna delete it right now. See? I couldn't save you. I couldn't save you. Everything you worked for. Everything you've slaved away for. And you fumbled it. You fumbled it so bad. Give me 10 minutes. 9 minutes, that will do. Oh, it's nighttime. Don't have a choice. Don't judge a sim by the name or something like that. Yeah, something like that. Sure. Close. Close. Is this just a loco move again? Oh, RHEC. RH titties. The nano route available. Again, there's bollocks. Again with this bollocks. Take care, Jackson. Have a great weekend, my man. Look after yourself. Don't get into any fights this time. Bro said no jokes, please. Come on, man, let's go for it. Let's move. This interior being as dark as it is, it looks like the older Gran Turismo games when you were driving first person and it would just be black inside. We're not slipping. Keep pushing. full power. We're not slipping. I don't believe it. It's a manifestation of bad. If you don't believe it, it's not happening. If you don't believe you're speeding, you're not actually speeding. There's always a 66 where I travel through on either Friday or Saturday nights, or both. Something about the sound, man. I never forget hearing it in real life after playing TSW and just being blown away by how accurate it was. Like, I knew exactly what it was before I saw it. I think that's a sign of something in the game being done well. As annoying as it is seeing it over and over and over again, they've got the sounds, well, at least the idle sounds, fairly on point. But those are like the easiest sounds you can get, so they better have been on point. You put yourself in this situation, Dan. No one to blame, mate. You ignored the advice. You went with what you felt was your gut. Well, instead it was just your bollocks leading you down the wrong path again. Whoa. Didn't like that. The guy behind God Mode just needs to tell us how to make it so that we can update it for... Just tell us what he does to update it for every route. Because I'm sure it's very simple. And then just let us do it straight away. Yeah, nice one, Abel. Good use of your points. This might mean I win the lotto. Go for it, man. Go for it. Don't let your dreams just be dreams. Make him a reality, boss. You know what? The lottery really is worth a punt every week, you know. How much is a lottery ticket? A few quid, no? Why not, man? Why not? £2 for national 250. Ah, decent. Like, actually just worth a punt. Remember when he took 6 months to make it TSW 6 compatible? Yeah! Oh my lord, I forgot about that. Bro, I thought the guy either died or he just gave up on it and couldn't be bothered to, like, do it. It was not that deep, bro. It was not that deep. Just add a few lines of code or text or whatever you need to do and put it out, man. Would have taken him like 30 seconds. Can we bring back the Great Bibby Approve outro? I don't know what you're talking about. No clue. Sorry. No, we can do. The great Yahoo demands it. No association. That content has no place here. How about that? Being a 66 driver isn't bad, you know. You do your little night shift. Take the train from A to B. No one's, you know, ain't got to worry about anything other than red signals. Like, it's pretty chill. It's like being a truck driver, but on the rails. I actually applied to work in like a shunting environment, but I missed my email that said I have an interview. I guess it wasn't meant to be. It was for DB, funnily enough. For some reason, the invitation for an interview went to my spam inbox, and I don't get notifications for those emails. Apparently, Class 6 drivers have hearing issues because of the loudness of this thing. Really? I mean, they can just wear like ear protectors. Bro, really missed the email. I really did. I really did. Who knows? I could have been like, who knows, man? Because once you get into that sort of environment, then you're surrounded by people, and it just becomes easier to then go on to be like a train driver. I think the duty was basically sorting out wagons and stuff, but like not like with the train, but like on paper and stuff, and like planning stuff like that. And with how much I like shunting on here, who knows, man? I would have probably fallen in love with that job, and probably became a train driver through it. DB seem. I don't know how DB are in the UK. In that sense. Could have gone. Yeah, crazy, innit? Crazy, man. Thing is, I do still think about like whether I should continue looking for jobs in that like area, like around trains, but like outside of the underground. And I don't know. It's like I don't know if I'm gonna find anything that will work like this one does. I certainly won't find anything that pays what it does for the same level of work. But could I go full time with it? I don't know. I do sometimes think about going full time, whether it's at my current workplace or elsewhere. But it does mean that LWD Adnan pretty much dies. There will be no streams. There'll be barely any videos. Oh, I downloaded that mod today, actually, funnily enough. Building is branded. DB Adnan. Yeah, that would be the new one. That'll for sure be the new one. I wouldn't mind being like a train driver on like around the UK, like not in the underground, for example, even if it pays significantly less. But them jobs are so hard to get into, man. So hard. Hello, Bill. How you doing? You've come at the very end today, but I hope you're well. You know what? I don't mind streaming on a Friday. Let's make this a normal thing. Not sure what's happening with the Saturday streams, I'll be honest. I didn't plan for them to just stop as they have. But I don't quite know. Yeah, I don't know. I need to have a little think about them moving forward. I don't know that, Nabil, no. Can't say I've heard of it before. Right, let's give Carter a good old raid. Go show him some love. It's been a while since I last raided him. I wish you guys a lovely weekend. And hopefully I should see you guys on Monday again. Jump on the Discord so that you can be notified of this schedule when it gets posted on Sunday evening. So that you'll know what's coming up in the week and when. I wish you a lovely rest of your evening as well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Health is wealth. And until the next one, peace out. Of course, you'd know it, but it's close to bushy.